listening to INCRADIO United Kingdom Satellite Studio.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone tuning in right now. Welcome again to another episode of INC Radio United Kingdom Satellite Studio. I am your host for today, CJ Elisan. I'm here in Dublin, in Ireland, and today's show, the 4th of May, 2025, and local time here in Ireland is 6 minutes past the hour of 5. Of course, I'm not going to be alone today. Um, I wish not. And I will be joined by our sister Senli, or Senli Medina, over there, in Barcelona, in Spain. Hello, Senli.
Hi, CJ. Hi, everyone joining us on INC Radio United Kingdom Satellite Studio. If you can hear my voice breaking a little bit, it's been because we've been cheering and shouting for our teams that we were cheering for. But again, before I completely forget to introduce myself, I'm Senna Grace Medina from the local congregation of Dublin South District of Ireland. But currently, I'm live on one of the venues for the Europe Unity Games 2025. As brother or CJ has mentioned, it's in Barcelona. That's where I'm in. That's why it's so sunny, which is um, like it's complete. This is not. It's very natural lighting, as I mentioned, CJ. So yes, we're currently in Barcelona, and if you can hear the background noise happening, there's a lot of cheer. So we're still on day 2. This is the final day of the Europe Unity Games 2025, and we are in. Let me just read out the actual location of where we're in. We are in INEFC, Institut Nacional de Educación Física de Catalunya. So that is the venue where we're currently hosting the final day of Europe Unity Games 2025. And as I've mentioned, some games are in their final rounds. So in their final rounds for both basketball and I believe it's volleyball. So only 2 pairs of players or teams remaining, and they're cheering them on. And I really do hope you could hear the cheer that's like happening right behind me. But we'll bring that to you through live reports in a little bit. But yes, we're so happy to be part of this activity, and it's a European-wide activity, let me just mention. And also, this is day 2 of the series of activities that we had here in Barcelona. So for the first activity that we had earlier yesterday was a special gathering that was led by one of the ministers that was entrusted by the church administration to lead a special worship service for all of the Christian Family Organization members members of the European CFO, and that's Brother Robert Callian. He led a special worship service, and it was truly a blessed occasion for us who were part of this. And then there are also some online sites that connected and were able to witness that special gathering. And it's such a blessed day. As I mentioned again, this is the second day, and we truly continue to feel the energy, the level of excitedness and happiness all throughout the many corners of this building. And Brother CJ, I'd like to share that energy with you and that sunshine with you as well.
Yes, actually, no, I can. I've been already seeing all of the energy when I was checking my social media accounts ever since this morning. From all of the brethren over there in Barcelona, Spain. I hope you guys enjoy. Oh, well, I do see that you all enjoy the atmosphere over there. And it's also exciting as well whenever I see posts, videos, pictures of everybody, just being with each other, enjoying each other's company, and also enjoying the atmosphere that a usual Unity Games activity would bring wherever in the world. It's just so amazing. I can only wish that I was there, not only to enjoy the activity but also to enjoy the warm weather as well, which we don't normally get here in Ireland.
I
Uh,
think like at this point now, I was saying to those who are from Ireland that we have our week's worth of sunshine here that we'll bring home with us because we've been on like we felt the intenseness of the sun all throughout yesterday and today as well. Actually, it's just very intense, and we're not used to this kind of weather, like especially the Irish brethren.
yeah, I can actually imagine all of the Irish brethren there just sweating their their skin off of the field over there, wherever the venue is. But like thank you for telling us that, Stanley, of what has happened up to this moment. I think your microphone is actually really good, that we don't really hear the cheers, but we trust your words. That
It's really so isolated, but I wish I could just turn off and like let you hear it. But it's gonna interfere with our own audience. So I'll leave that to the imagination of our audiences.
Absolutely, and I hope we can hear some of those cheers anyway. During one of our reporters joining us live later on. But can you tell us anything that we're expecting to happen after this moment over there in our Europe Unity Games activity?
So I believe from what I could hear in the background, they've just announced a winner for one of the two games. I'm not too sure, but we'll wait for our correspondents to finalize that and confirm that with us. And later on, after all of the main sporting events um, have been like the winners have been declared, we will move on to one of the main halls here in our venue, and then we will be conducting an awarding ceremony. And we would also like to mention that all the 10 districts of Europe are being represented here in this venue. So let me call out all of those 10 districts. Hopefully, I could get them all, and maybe brother or CJ can help me out. So, firstly, we're in the district of Spain. So Spain is here. The district of Mediterranean, and then the district of Italy North and Italy South, and then the districts of Northern Europe, Western Europe, Central Europe, and then that is now we're going on to Britain North and Britain South, and then obviously our District of Ireland. So those are the 10 districts that that's being represented here in the Europe Unity Games. And then later on, as I've mentioned, we will have an awarding ceremony, and all of the 10 districts have been represented not only by the many brethren that came from their own local congregations, but also all those 10 districts have been represented by either their district minister or their CFO overseer in their district. So they will be coming along, helping out as well, and handing out awards to those who have won in their own district. So I can't wait to see that, and I can't wait to share that with you all who are those who are watching us live right now. And I'm sure our correspondents are getting ready to share that with you as well in a little bit. But CJ, I think we're going to proceed with our topic discussion, which is very timely, and we created it to be timely to coincide with what's happening with the activities inside the church, right? For us in Europe, we are maintaining our unity through our Europe Unity Games along with the special gathering. But our topic discussion for this afternoon is reinforce unity through through the Christian Family Organization. Now I know we have questions to ask each other, CJ, right, to continue to talk about the many things happening in the CFO organization.
Yes, absolutely. Um, as all of our brethren there in Spain are enjoying, we'll continue with our show for those who are tuning in with us at the moment. So yeah, we'll proceed with our topic discussion, and like you mentioned, Stanley, it's about reinforced unity through the Christian family organizations. So we'll start with the first question, which is what are the great things that you have learned or experienced through the Christian Family Organization?
I think there's no warmer feeling than feeling a bigger family that you belong in. I know like all of us have our own individual families, the families that ties us by blood, but also it's so nice to belong in a bigger family that is in the church, and it's a family that you could reach out to depending on which part of the world you're in. So it's such a nice feeling, and I've mentioned this even before we went live, CJ, right? It's so nice to be able um, to talk to people that you've never met before, but you just share such connection and such closeness instantly, just because you belong in the same Christian family organization. And for those who don't know, a Christian family organization, there are so many. It's made up of so many organizations. So firstly, we'll be mentioning the Buklod. So these are the married couples inside the church. That's what they call the Buklod members, and the Kadiba members are the unmarried, so single members of the church from the ages of 18 until you're not married yet. And then the Binhi members, they are the young members of the church who are single, and then from the ages of 12 till 12 till 17. So those are the Benehi members, the youth of the church. And also there are also children's worship service members. So they are the children from the ages of 4 until they are 11 before they get baptized in the church. So as I mentioned before, I belong for those who don't know, I'm a Kadiwa member. So I belong in the Kadiwa organization, and I've met so many Kadiwa members here in the Unity Games, as well as during the special gathering that we conducted yesterday. And it's so nice to have a quick connection and a quick closeness with people you haven't met before. And it's so nice to start a conversation with them. And it's because of activities like this in the Christian Family Organization, you feel such instant closeness and instant warmth as well, that they truly are caring for you, and their love is genuine and their concern is genuine as well. And I truly felt that as well during one of the sporting activities that we conducted yesterday, which is the track and field sporting activities, which I took part in yesterday. And even though it's a very competitive part of the UG activity, we didn't feel like we're competing against each other. We're more like pushing each other to win, the gold, to win the goal. Um, and it's such a nice feeling. And I do know that you share that same sentiment, right, CJ?
Yeah, that is so true. And like you've mentioned there, it's very nice to have this kind of bond, between the organizations, not just in the organization in the orgs that we belong in, which is the Kadiwa, but also with the other organization as well, in the Christian family. And it's just amazing, to have that kind of experience, and to have experience all of these great things as well. Being in the CFO, especially during activities and also during meetings, the small games that we do during the meetings, and all of the activities that we do, which are supported by the church administration as well. But moving on to before that, before I move on, sharing my great things that I've learned or experienced. Um, I think um, I think you've already mentioned all of them. And to be honest, I don't think I have anything to add to that. Maybe I could just agree to everything that you have already mentioned. But most especially, I'm the one that resonated to me the most, what you said earlier, was during, like you mentioned, you played track and field earlier today, and it was such an amazing experience that you didn't feel like it was, a competition, although it is a very competitive sporting event. But it just speaks of the essence of the Unity Games activity. All in all, from the name itself, Unity, it's not really about competition, but also, I mean, it means it's not just about the competition, but it's all about the unity within the brethren inside the church, and friendly competition, as they say. But moving on to our second question: How did These activities, like say from the local activities that we do, the district ones, and out of out of district ones or the international ones, the international level activities, like this one, what's happening right now, the Europe Unity Games. How do these activities shape or have shaped your experiences and view of the Christian Family Organization?
Like there is continuous feeling of admiration and appreciation for the church administration because I've mentioned um, even before we went live, right, CJ, that on the local level activities, we all of us feel like the big brother or sister in the locale because we're the ones maybe leading the activity or we're the ones actually putting together the activity for the younger um, counterparts in our local congregations. So we we feel like we have been entrusted by the church administration um, to uh, uh, help out in spearheading the activities that they've launched, right? So we feel like the big brother or sister. And then when you go to activities like this, like the Europe Unity Games or even a district level Unity Games, you feel like the baby sister or your baby brother being looked after by the older generation because of the scope of like the grander scale of the activity, and it just goes to show that the church administration wants to look after all of the brethren in if they could only look after each and every one of the members in the church in every corner of the world, they would do so, just so they could continue to reinforce their faith. They continue to make sure that the faith is strong through activities like European Unity Games, and it's such a nice feeling, and it's such like you feel such great admiration for the church administration for looking beyond just what we do for the worship services, but also for activities like this, they would like the brethren to showcase their talents while also maintaining the unity in the church by like holding a competitive activity. But the essence of it all is to make sure that the brethren all come together and unite and maintain their faith and to make their faith strong. And I'm sure that you share that same experience as well, and that's how it shaped you as I know, like as I mentioned before, we're both officers and we're both members of the Kadiwa organization, and I'm sure you share the same feeling, right, CJ?
Yes, that's true. Although I do have a different sentiment than you, Stanley, because of all of the activities that I've attended, and I've also organized as well inside the CFO. Um, I actually don't have that kind of feeling where I was like a big brother or a smaller brother or something like that. It's I'm not sure. I probably had before that kind of feeling, but to be honest, most of the time, whenever I'm in a CFO activity, be it a Kadiwa activity, a Binhi, a joint Kadiwa and Binhi activity, although I wish I could still join Binhi activity, but I'm not anymore. um, it's very important to me to listen to other, especially when we're trying to like brainstorm activities. Um, uh, think of the program structure that's going to happen. It's very important to me to listen to other people's opinion as well. So I don't really see, especially during times of those, I don't really see myself as like, stepping up and like just um enforce what I think should do or something like that. So I think it's very important for me to like, collaborate and get everybody's opinion. So maybe in that sense, I did have that kind of, well, in the local level, um or be it in the local level or a district level, I've never had any experience. Although I have attended international CFO activities before, but I've never had any experience of being a facilitator or organizer of one. Although I had some in the district level and some on the local level as well, and I didn't really feel that much of a difference when it comes to you know having collaborative experiences with the brethren, just because maybe it's very easy to, like, team up with the brethren, with the CFO officers in the local level and also in the district. um Maybe that's probably why I didn't feel um you know I didn't feel such um what's the word, I didn't feel like I have to, like, step up every single time, because all of the brethren, all of the CFO officers, they all have brilliant minds, and it just blows me away sometimes, as well, as to, like, the kinds of ideas that they come up with, and for the activities. And it doesn't stop to amaze me. Even the Binhi officers as well. So I just give them the freedom, whenever we try to plan for activities and stuff like that. But it's always amazing to meet different brethren from different um locales and different districts and different, all over the world, Kadiwa members and officers as well, and to just get their experience as well. And it's just amazing. But
And just
yeah.
yes, go on.
I was just going to ask if you have anything to add.
Like I feel like although we have different point of views, it's coming from a place of still like love and like admiration, because like as you mentioned, you've been blown away. For me, it's always been happening whenever I get to meet the people, like the officers, or even like somebody that I looked up to in the district or even in another district. They completely blow me away, because it's so nice to see that although a lot of our brethren are so busy with their own personal lives, they still are able to help out in many activities in the church, especially leading a big activity like this, and they still manage to like juggle their time and do their duties in the local level and still perform their duties in a grander scale like this. So like both of us, although from different point of views, it's coming from a place of big admiration and big love towards our brethren. And speaking of love and admiration, we'll go on to our next question, which is, let me just look that up. How did you experience love and care being part of a CFO organization? It could be as a member or an officer.
I think I'm just gonna say the same thing that I said earlier. The um the way that we or the way for I mean for me personally, the way that I give other people the chance to, like, speak and just to listen to them, and to get their opinions, because especially CFO officers, just to get their idea. Um, One example is, planning for activities in the local level or the district level. It's very important for me to listen to others' opinion. So and also to, gather their ideas, because that way I could give them the opportunity to become creative as well, and perform well as an officer in the CFO. But personally, if I were to um, recall an experience of or recall moments of where I experienced love and care being part of the CFO organization, I think it's every single time that we gather for activities, for meetings, for anything at all that that has anything to do with the CFO, which mostly is activities and meetings, which are and it's just and it's just it's nothing short of us being grateful to the church administration, because having those activities being approved and also being implemented as well inside the church, it's it's all of it's all nothing but opportunities for us to experience the kind of love and care being part of the CFO organization. But what about you, Sandy? What's your take on this?
Yes, for me, like as I've mentioned, it's a genuine love for all of our brethren in the many different districts here in Europe. Because I think I've mentioned this during our pre-production. Like conducting activities at this level, at this bigger scale, um, it it's um, it's so nice because um, uh, we are able to do a mini reunion with some of the brethren that were once part of one district. So for us in Ireland, we were part of the district of United Kingdom before, and now United Kingdom's um, been divided into three districts. So there is Britain North, Britain South, and Ireland. And those officers that were once part of one main district is now involved in three different districts. So an activity like this, we are able to have a mini reunion. So whenever I walk past through these halls behind me, there's always different faces that I get to say hello to, and it's so nice to have little chats to catch up on life, on our life as officers, on our life as officers in our new district. And we do a quick reminiscing in a way. Like I actually wanted to shout them out, so I could share the link to them as well. So I wanted to shout out Ate Bettina. She actually is the winner of a few of the book lodge female track and field activities yesterday. I truly admire Ate Bettina or Bettina. Um, uh, I can't remember her last name, but I'll shout her out anyway. Um, she won a couple of the activities yesterday, and she's always been a big inspiration to me when it comes to running, because she is very competitive and determined, but still the Christian sportsmanship. She is one of the greatest role models for me. Because although she is quite driven and she knows what she wants when she's on the field, you could still truly still feel the sportsmanship um, with all of her competitors yesterday. And it's so nice to see that she's still the same way. And I'm so happy whenever I get to see her. And also, I'd like to say hello and give a big shout out to Sister. Oh, oh my word. I feel like I can't remember her name, but she is one of my CWS co-teachers before. So the children's worship service teachers in the church, they officiate the worship service for the children's worship service. So she is one of my classmates in a way, and I saw her along the halls here today, and now she's with child. So as we were reminiscing about our time when we were CWS teachers together. So it's so nice to hear about her life and also reminisce about our days when we were like learning to be a teacher together. And also there's so many district CFO officers in the districts of Britain North and Britain South, and how we performed together before, and now we are able to as well through activities like this in the Europe Unity Games. And like I feel the love always, all the time, and it's just magnified whenever we have activities like this. And I feel like this smile will be like this all throughout the day and the next day, and that inspiration we draw from, so that we could continue performing our duties, improve ourselves, and maybe share that inspiration to the Christian family organization officers in our own local congregation and spread that love all along. I know you do the same, right, CJ?
Yes, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. But I hope your jaw doesn't hurt. Smiling all the way every time you see somebody familiar, and just greeting them, because I've experienced that before. Certainly, to be honest, being in an activity where you just can't stop smiling every single time you meet somebody that you've met before, a brother or sister in the church, like, that that you have, or either that you've met before or you've meeting for the first time, and you just couldn't stop smiling every single time. And that's why sometimes in an activity I would just go in the corner and just rest my jaw for a little bit and then get the energy back and talk to people and talk to our brethren once again. But it's such an enjoyable experience every single time, and it just it and it will always is. And by the way, to jumping to our last question, Stanley, why do you think it's important for us, members of the Church of Christ, to be reinforced in our unity, especially through the CFO activities?
Like all of us, members of the Church of Christ, we are taught during the worship service to maintain our unity, make our faith steadfast, and we are constantly being reminded that during our worship services. And for us to not only embody that and keep that in our hearts and in our minds, it is also important for us to carry that on and reinforce the unity by be taking part in not only in the Christian family organization activities, but in the many activities inside the church. And it's vital for us to reinforce our unity because we have always been taught that when we were all Bible students, and we are constantly being reminded of that during our worship services. So it's only right for us, members of the Church of Christ, to always reinforce our unity. And the best way we could do that is by taking part in the many activities in the Christian Family Organization and being part of activities like this. And I know our brethren who can't make it to activities like this, right? They still share that same feeling. They cheer their districts on through like posting or even sending messages of support to their district, to their local congregation, because they want to reinforce the unity, even in such a small way, right? In such a small act. They want to do their very part, even though they're limited by, let's say, visa restrictions. Obviously, everyone can travel that quickly and make travel plans that easily, but they would like to be part of activities like this in a heartbeat. If they could book the trip straight away, they would do that. But we know the realities of traveling in Europe or in a different country and a different city. But the goal is the same. We want to reinforce our unity through through activities like this. What about you, CJ? What is your take? Why is it essential for all of us to reinforce our unity as members of the Church of Christ?
I think you've just mentioned everything there. I don't think I have anything to add. But maybe on a like you mentioned, the premise really is it's taught to us by the church administration through the words of our Almighty God in the Bible that we have to be united inside the church. Ever since we've been taught that ever since we were Bible students until we got baptized in the church. And it's not only is it important for us to implement that kind of unity, but also to practice it. But on a personal perspective, it's having practicing or having implemented that kind of unity to our brethren. It's we can do that by showing our care to our fellow maybe to our fellow Kadiwa, or also to our fellow Binhi as well, or maybe also to our brothers and sisters in the book thought organization, in any way at all, that we can show them, because we can show that kind of unity, but just being there, showing our support to whatever difficulties they're having, some be it transportation to the worship service, or anything that has giving them transportation, giving them rides to the activities as well. If only we could drive there to Barcelona from Ireland, we could, but maybe we'll get there 2 days after the Unity Games have happened already. Just giving and showing that kind of support to our brethren in the CFO organization, and that's one way of showing our unity as well, which is very important for us as members of the Church of Christ.
Yes, that's so true, CJ. I know if you could only um like drive through the waters of like from the coast of Ireland all the way here in Spain and make your mainland travel, you would do so in a heartbeat. I know, I truly feel that. And I know you want to be part of all the cheering happening behind me, but you can't hear it because of how good my mic and my earphones are right now. But if I could only bring to you all the cheering happening right behind me, but because you're trying to isolate the sounds and the background noise, we are doing that. But hopefully, in a little bit, we could have one of our live correspondents to share with us the mood and the vibe happening here in Barcelona. But as I mentioned, this is our topic discussion for this afternoon, which is again reinforce unity through the Christian Family Organization, and we've discussed how we felt, how we are feeling right now, because of the unity that we have in the Christian Family Organizations. But that brings us to the end of our topic discussion. But don't be afraid, we are still we will keep it going here on INC Radio, United Kingdom Satellite Studio, but we will have a little bit of a station break. But don't be afraid, we will be playing an Iglesia Ni Cristo Christian music video, and we will bring that to you. And the title of that CMV is In Our New Home. So please continue to tune in and enjoy the CMV, but we will have a little bit of a station break. We will be back with you to continue on discussing the many activities that's happened in the District of Britain North, Britain South, and the District of Ireland. So please do continue to tune in on INC Radio United Kingdom Satellite Studio.
This is INC Radio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ, or Iglesia Ni Cristo.
It has long been foretold, it has been prophesied, that in these last days there will be grave hardships and strife. Let not our hearts be troubled nor afraid, for we are the true nation of God. True to his promises, our Father above constantly blesses his children with his infinite love. Let not our hearts be worried nor dismayed, instead have unwavering faith that in our new home, heaven and earth, we will dwell evermore in the presence of God. In our new home, there'll be no longer tears, we will gain the everlasting life.
There you have it. Welcome back to INC Radio United Kingdom Satellite Studio. You're tuning in with us. I'm CJ, and with me is Henley live from Barcelona for the Europe Unity Games. And we will move on to the next segment of our show, of our episode for today, which is the CFO or the Christian Family Organizations in Action, where we'll show you different activities from our districts. And we'll start with the district of Britain South during or from the local congregation of Portsmouth, yeah, in the district of Britain South, where they had their cooking workshop. We can show some images there. Yeah, and as you can see, it's a cooking workshop, so there's going to be a lot of food, and we all love food. Who doesn't? and
Yes, it's been I think CJ, it's been involved by the Kadiwa and the Benhi members in the local congregation of Portsmouth in the district of Britain South. And as you can see there, they're joined by book club members that I think took part in the eating segment of the activity. I think that's the part that we do enjoy the most whenever there's activities like this, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that is so true. And we can see from the images there that everybody did enjoy all of the food from the cooking workshop. And the next one from the district, from our district here, the District of Ireland, also about cooking, the CFO Cooking Challenge, everything all about food. And we can see again from the images there, we can see all of the amazing foods that were prepared by our brethren in the District of Ireland, from different local congregations in our district, where they prepared each of their food recipes. I believe I was there during that activity, and it was for the book club organizations. They had their main dish category, and for the Kadion Binhi, made their dessert category or their dessert recipes, which for me, the blessed as a blessed brother, I got to taste all of them.
I know if I was there, CJ, that you'd like to share your plate with me, right? Because I know my mom was there taking part in the activity, but as a taste panelist during the activity, and they've been raving about all of the food that they tried as for the activity. And as you mentioned, the Buklod were doing the main course part, and I'd like to be super proud and super boastful in the next few seconds because my home locale of Dublin ties in with my own locale now, Dublin South, as winners for the book club segment of this activity, and I'm so proud. And I actually I, I was so well a little bit sorry in a way because I didn't get to taste the food that was presented to the taste panelists, but I'm sure it was great and everybody enjoyed it. And I'm sure you'll say the same, CJ.
Oh yes, absolutely. All I can tell you is they all great. They all taste great and amazing. I didn't even have to have dinner that evening because I was just so full during the activity. Because all of the leftovers that the judges after the tasting of the dishes, all of us there in the corner, we were the ones who were finishing them. So good for us.
So the CFO leadership were the ones finishing off the the food in a way.
Exactly. And we're staying in our home district, Stanley, here in Ireland. We'll go to the TSV talk and workshop. And TSV stands for the technical. Um, is it the technical? Can you remind us, Stanley? I forgot the V part.
uh, Visual.
Okay, there you go. So technical. What's the S again?
I think it's Society of Video Operators. Is it like I think I'm getting it wrong, but I'm sure somebody will correct us.
Yes.
So the yeah, so TSV, but it's open to all of the brethren in the District of Ireland, right? So as you can see there, the Benhi members, the Kadiwa members, the Buklod members, took part in this activity, which was hosted by yes, there our Kuya Tech
Word.
just yeah, support there. um,
Yeah, technical
all of
support,
the
video streaming, and
Yes, there you go. We've been corrected. So yes, although the TSV leadership or officers spearheaded this activity, it's open to all of the brethren in the District of Ireland, and it was started with a seminar or a workshop, and then it was followed up by like competitions all throughout the day, and obviously there was a bit of food shared by everyone in the venue, the local congregation or the house of worship of Belfast. And our brethren not only took home information and knowledge um, about the technicals of video streaming, or even like the technicals of putting together like I think it's like wires, or I'm not particularly educated about the types of wires that we use for video streaming and all, like the techie stuff, but I'm sure our brethren took home a bit more information on how to fix their video audio setup for their local congregations, and also maybe they could utilize that in their own homes, in their own home entertainment system or something like that. And we continue to remain united as members of the Church of Christ in the District of Ireland through activities like this, and it's such a fun way of being together, being part of an activity like this. And were you able to attend this activity, CJ?
unfortunately, no, I wasn't. But I have seen some videos and pictures that were posted by the brethren who were able to go to that activity. And like you mentioned, yeah, they did have some workshops for the technicalities that are being done during the worship services that we do, especially those live streaming ones from um from sites wherever in the world. Um, and also, they also did e-games during that day. The Kadiwa and Binhi brethren did enjoy um, participating in the e-games competition after the workshop, and it was quite an enjoyable activity. And also, yeah, like you mentioned, food is always there. Whenever CFO activities happened, it just cannot be taken away. It's the essence of a CFO activity. Food. But anyway, and we'll go back to our Unity games happening over there in Barcelona. Sandy, what's the latest at the moment?
I could still hear cheering, so I'm assuming one of the games is still ongoing, and I could feel the vibration on the ground. There's still a lot of like stomping and cheering, so it's either the volleyball game still ongoing or the basketball games. It's one of the big energy games that we have here in the Europe Unity games, and I think it's down to the last two teams, and I'm sure all of our brethren are cheering on their last two teams. um, uh, it could be a team from Ireland, a team from Spain, Western Europe, Central Europe, Britain North, Britain South, Mediterranean, Italy North, Italy South. Maybe I forgot another district, but we've been cheering them on, and we're down to our last two teams. And then later on, hopefully in the next hour or so, in the next half an hour, we will also be conducting our awarding ceremony. Uh, that will be taken part by all of the brethren who are in attendance this evening. Now that we're here in Barcelona, it's already 8 minutes to 7 o'clock, and I know in Ireland it's only 8 minutes to 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
CJ, right?
yeah, because yes, that's true. Um, and also, just to give, maybe we could give some shout outs. We could read some shout outs as well from our live stream. I did see some messages here from Michael Bautista. Safe travels to all of our brethren coming back to the UK from Barcelona. Again, shout out to everybody there, all of the brethren there in Barcelona at the moment. Please do enjoy the sports events, and also the food as well, and and also to um brother Philip Velasquez. Thank you. Oh, just congratulations to all of the winners. All of the winners, yeah, congratulations in advance. All over there in Barcelona. I know. I believe today is the last day, suddenly, and tonight the winners are going to be announced.
Yes, there will be the winners will be announced along with the trophies and the medals that will be awarded to all of the winners for each of the sporting events here in the Europe Unity Games. And also, I'd like to give a big shout out to Brother San Hebrew and also Sister Christina Hebrew. They always do support INC Radio United Kingdom and all of the brethren in the local congregation of Heathrow. They always support INC Radio United Kingdom. I know that you're cheering on your own locale and also the District of Britain South. And I do hope you'll see the results in a little bit or in our future reports in the next week. So please continue to tune in on INC Radio United Kingdom Satellite Studio. And also, we'd like to give a big shout out to Brother Philip and Sister Jenny Velasquez as well. They've commented there saying safe travels to everyone who are traveling back to the United Kingdom and to their own local congregation. And yes, we'll
Yes.
leave it at that, CJ, right? We're
Yeah,
down to the last few minutes of our show.
absolutely. Yeah, and also to our brothers and sisters there from the District of Ireland, please do safe travels when you go back. And before we end our program today, we would first like to greet our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, and also our Christian Family Organization Coordinator, Brother Angelo Aranyo V. Manalo. We would also like to say hello to our brother Wally Taray, our station manager, and to Brother Monteville Boy, our INC Media Production Section Chief. We'd also like to extend our warm greeting to the District Supervising Ministers of Britain South, Brother Harley Alcantara, also to Brother Anthony Pena, the District Supervising Minister of Britain North, and also our own District Supervising Minister here in the District of Ireland, Brother Pepito Y. Aquesta. And we would also like to extend our warm greetings to the rest of the ministers and workers in the districts of Britain South, Britain North, and here in Ireland. And we hope that you have enjoyed our show today. And please continue to tune in to INC Radio United Kingdom Satellite Studio. Keep on watching and listening to INC Radio via live audio and video streaming at iglesianicristo.net/INC Radio. You can also listen to the live audio streaming through your smartphones by downloading the INC Radio mobile application on your smartphones or via the YouTube channel. Just type and search INC Radio United Kingdom Satellite Studio and click on any of our show dates live now. Don't forget to visit CEBSI Incorporated on Facebook, Instagram, and X regarding church events happening and from around the world. And from everyone here in INC Radio UK, we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye from Barcelona. Bye, everyone. Happy Sunday.
Adios from Barcelona.
You Yes, we